Welcome to Hero Villains. What do you think about Ben Grimm / The Thing versus Blob? Two giants, two living walls, two legends of strength and durability. On one side is the Rocky member of the Fantastic Four, the man with the rough orange rocky body, a heart of gold, and fists that can flatten a tank. Benjamin Grimm, the Thing. On the other side is the Unmovable Mutant, the fearsome member of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, the one with the massively obese body, an immovable center of gravity, and impenetrable skin. Fred Dukes, the Blob. When the unparalleled strength of a courageous former pilot confronts the immutable mass of a hateful mutant, who will fall?
Benjamin Jacob Grimm. He is not a god, not an alien, nor a mutant. He is a human, an ordinary man from the Lower East Side of New York who was transformed by fate into a giant rocky creature. Benjamin Grimm grew up in a poor Jewish family, where he learned early the value of courage and resilience. He joined the United States Air Force and became an outstanding fighter pilot. His friendship with Reed Richards began in college, and it was this friendship that led Grimm to his destiny. When Reed Richards convinced him to join an experimental spaceflight, Ben Grimm agreed, though his heart was full of worry. That flight changed everything. The ship was bombarded by unknown cosmic rays, and all 4 crew members were transformed. Reed Richards became stretchable, Sue Storm became invisible, Johnny Storm burst into flames, and Ben Grimm. Ben Grimm turned into a creature whose entire body was covered by a layer of steel-hard orange rock, possessing extraordinary strength and durability. But unlike his friends, Ben Grimm could not return to his human form. He is trapped forever in the shape of a monster. This very tragedy shaped the personality of the Thing. On the outside, he is a grumpy, hot-tempered brawler, always ready to rush into a fight and roar his legendary catchphrase, "It's clobberin' time." But inside that rocky lair is a sensitive soul, a man always anguished about his appearance, always longing to become a normal human again, and always fighting with all his heart to protect those he loves, especially Alicia Masters, the blind woman who saw the beauty of his soul. Before being a seasoned warrior, the Thing was already considered one of the possessors of the most superior physical strength on Earth, ranking only behind top entities like Juggernaut, Hulk, Sentry, and a few characters of the same class. In the early stages, his power level was only rated at level 5. However, after many years undergoing countless fierce battles, a process of relentless training along with continuous biological mutations, his strength has grown tremendously, once being raised to level 85, and, in the most recent assessment, reached level 100. The feats of the Thing are clear proof of that extraordinary strength. He once single-handedly stopped a giant alien spaceship trying to leave Earth using his own strength. He also once lifted a massive oil rig and held up a multi-story building weighing about 30,000 tons before returning the entire structure to its original position, completely preventing the risk of collapse. On another occasion, he held onto the main cable system of a bridge for a long duration, supporting a load of up to about 10,000 tons without yielding. Even more incredibly, he was strong enough to control a pile-driving machine designed with a penetrating force said to be capable of piercing through a planet, showing that the limit of his strength far exceeds what can be imagined. When fighting underwater, where Namor often maximizes his physical advantage, the Thing still proves himself to be an equal opponent. Not only capable of resisting the overwhelming strength of the King of Atlantis, he has also gained the upper hand many times in direct confrontations. His most notable achievements come from his bouts with Hulk. Even when at a disadvantage and rated as weaker, the Thing is still strong enough to throw a punch that sends Savage Hulk flying far away, losing balance and having to stop in the middle of his rampage. He also once made Green Scar bleed, even though this incarnation possesses base strength far exceeding Savage Hulk. Even more, the Thing has the feat of knocking out Immortal Hulk in a special confrontation, demonstrating the ability to inflict significant damage on one of the most powerful versions of the Green Goliath. It is because of these exploits that the Thing has long been portrayed as the arch-rival of Hulk. Although in most of their encounters he is often rated lower overall, his tenacity, unyielding will, and immense physical strength always allow him to create balanced showdowns and force Hulk to fight with full force. The Thing has continuously proven physical capabilities far beyond the limits of most superheroes. With just a single direct punch to the head, he completely knocked out a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. Besides that, he also easily lifted a pyramid constructed of steel and glass with a mass of about 150 tons with almost no difficulty at all. This achievement reflects a foundation of enormous muscular strength along with a nearly perfect ability to control force in every combat situation. The Thing's capabilities are not only shown through displays of pure strength, but are also affirmed by confronting many top-tier characters. He once fought evenly with Dr. Doom, even when the opponent possessed an immensely terrifying source of cosmic power. In another battle, the Thing even defeated the Dreaming Celestial, an entity famous for strength far beyond ordinary opponents. He also proved his mettle by being able to duel squarely with Miracle Man without appearing outmatched. These achievements show that he not only possesses an extraordinary physique, but also has combat experience, resilient will, and the ability to adapt to many different types of opponents. Even characters famous for their strength give the Thing special respect. Hyperion once commented that Ben Grimm possesses strength on par with Thor, one of the mightiest warriors of the Asgardian gods. More notably, even when in a weakened state, he is still capable of breaking bonds crafted from adamantium, the metal famous for its nearly indestructible durability. The Thing has also smashed constructs created by Quasar using energy, proving that his strength is not only effective against ordinary matter, but can also affect special energy structures. Even Ultron once admitted that Ben Grimm's strength could rival his own, an assessment showing the special standing of the Thing. His exploits continue to be reinforced when he crushed the extremely hard outer shell of Annihilus with pure strength, something very few characters can accomplish. He has also faced off directly many times against Silver Surfer, a cosmic herald possessing the power cosmic, and is still capable of creating pressure in combat despite the opponent's superiority in speed, energy, and mobility. All of these achievements affirm that the Thing is not just a warrior relying on mere muscle strength, but is also one of the formidable powerhouses capable of challenging opponents belonging to the strongest group and always proves his worth in large-scale battles.
I really hope you will subscribe to the channel. That will help us a lot, and you are the most wonderful person. Thank you very much.
Now, let us talk about the Blob, the immovable mountain of hatred. Fred J. Dukes was born different. He suffered from a rare condition that caused his body to grow continuously in size and mass, but at the same time granted him a special ability. His center of gravity was almost immutable. The childhood of Fred Dukes was a series of days being bullied and mocked for his oversized appearance. Those painful experiences turned him into an individual full of insecurity and hatred towards the entire world. Instead of using his differences to do good, Dukes chose the path of becoming a clown in a freak show circus, where he became known by the stage name the Blob. But even there, he was just an object for people to point at and ridicule. His life changed when Charles Xavier, Professor X, sought him out and invited him to join the X-Men. However, the cowardly and selfish nature of Dukes caused him to refuse the offer. He did not want to help anyone, he only wanted others to suffer as he had. Instead, he joined the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants under Magneto, where his power was used for nefarious purposes. Since then, the Blob has become one of the most perennial and obnoxious enemies of the X-Men. He is not a mastermind or a criminal genius. He is simply a big thug, specializing in using his strength and invulnerability to cause trouble and beat up those weaker than him. He represents the dark side of power, bullying and preying on the weak. He has no noble ideals. He only wants to be respected through the fear of others. The body of Blob is considered one of the most durable biological structures in the mutant world. His most prominent feature is a special layer of fatty tissue located just under the skin, acting as an extremely effective impact, absorption, and dispersion system. Thanks to this structure, Blob can withstand fire from rifle bullets, cannon shells, anti-tank missiles, and even torpedoes torpedoes with almost no significant injury. Each time his body is deformed by impacts with great destructive force, the layer of fatty tissue quickly absorbs all kinetic energy and then recovers to its original state within just a few seconds. The skin of Blob also possesses extraordinary durability and elasticity. Most known materials cannot pierce or tear the surface of his body. His body is nearly immune to frostbite, external skin injuries, as well as many harmful environmental agents. This defensive ability comes not only from the extremely tough skin structure, but also thanks to a cell regeneration rate far exceeding that of ordinary humans, allowing tissues to be continuously replaced and recovered within a very short time. So far, there is still no evidence determining the true limit of the force absorption capability that Blob can endure, making his endurance still one of the mysteries. Blob can stand still and survive a direct collision from a bus crashing into him at a speed of about 100 miles per hour with almost no injury. He even withstood being struck by an iron-rich meteorite about 15 meters in diameter, crashing down at extremely high velocity and still survived. These feats demonstrate that the body of Blob has the ability to neutralize kinetic energy at a nearly absurd level, turning him into a living wall extremely difficult to defeat through pure strength. Although initially Blob did not possess superhuman physical strength, multiple mutations throughout his life have helped him reach a level far beyond most ordinary mutants. He once threw a punch powerful enough to send Wonder Man flying through an entire building and then continue traveling a very long distance. Blob also once knocked out Hulk with an extremely powerful blow and has many times sent Colossus flying dozens of meters using just muscle strength. During the period he was enhanced by Onslaught, his strength continued to increase significantly, allowing him to lift masses up to about 75 tons for a short duration. When combining superior strength, enormous weight, and near invulnerability, Blob becomes an extremely dangerous opponent in close combat. He can render every attack from his opponent meaningless, while simultaneously exploiting his overwhelming physical advantage to control the battlefield and push back even the most famous warriors. Blob possesses the ability to manipulate the gravitational aura surrounding his body, allowing him to directly affect matter at close range. By expanding this gravitational field outward, he can create a localized collapse of solid objects, pulling them towards his body with an extremely strong attractive force. This special skill is not an innate ability, but was taught by Mystique during the time both were imprisoned in a United States maximum security prison. After a period of training, Blob learned to control the gravitational field with higher precision. One of the most fearsome abilities of Blob is the capacity to hold onto anything that touches his body, whether it is the arm, the leg of an opponent, or objects launched at him at high speed. All can be absorbed by his body and locked completely in place. Blob can actively decide the duration of holding the target, as well as choose to release them gently or combine with a reactive force to hurl the opponent away. However, this ability requires absolute concentration, and after fully absorbing the kinetic energy from flying objects, Blob can convert that energy into a counterattack. Objects embedded in his body will be held in place for a short time. Then he contracts and expands the muscle system at the point of impact to push them bouncing back out. These objects are usually shot back at a speed equal to about half of the original and carry a reactive force strong enough to endanger the attacker. When an opponent throws a punch into Blob's body, he can absorb the entire impact force, then reflect it back, causing the attacker to be sent flying far away by their own strength. Under the guidance of Onslaught and Sledge, Blob also developed the ability to control his body mass at a more sophisticated level. He can redistribute muscle and fatty tissue to simulate shape-shifting abilities on a limited scale, increasing the size as well as the length of his limbs to adapt to each combat situation. In just a moment, his fist can swell far beyond normal size, creating a larger impact area and significantly increasing destructive force. This morphological adjustment ability also helps Blob extend his striking range, improve his ability to control opponents, and increase efficiency in close quarters engagements. When combined with his enormous weight, superior physical strength, and impact absorption capability, these skills make Blob a mobile fortress extremely difficult to breach, while also being an opponent who can overwhelm many strong warriors solely through the advantage of endurance and the ability to control the battle space. Now let us get to the direct comparison and fight analysis. In terms of pure offensive strength, the Thing is vastly superior. His punches are stronger, faster, and more precise. He can unleash rapid combinations at an incredible speed for a creature of his size. The Blob, conversely, has slow and clumsy punches. However, the defensive capability of Blob is a completely different story. His layer of fat acts as a natural shock absorber, absorbing the majority of the kinetic energy from the Thing's punches. Blows that could shatter concrete, when landing on Blob, will only create faint ripples across his body. If the Thing tries to punch Blob in the torso, he will quickly realize he is wasting his energy in vain. Strategy. The Thing, although large, is surprisingly agile and mobile. He can move, dodge, and attack from many different angles. He is an intelligent warrior and will quickly realize the futility of attacking Blob's torso. Decades of combat experience will tell him that he needs to change his tactics. The Blob, conversely, is a nearly stationary target. His sluggishness prevents him from actively attacking or dodging. He can only stand there and hope his opponent will charge at him. The Thing will soon notice the obvious weakness of Blob, his face. This is the only area on Blob's body not protected by the thick layer of fat. A direct punch to the face, especially to the nose or eyes, will cause real damage. The Blob knows this and often tries to protect his face, but that also means he has to raise his hands to shield himself, reducing his already limited attacking capability. Moreover, the Thing can exploit Blob's own strength against him. The goal of the match does not necessarily have to be to knock out Blob, it can be to neutralize Blob. The Thing can perfectly use his strength to alter the surrounding environment. He can punch the ground beneath Blob's feet to shatter it, creating a hole for Blob to fall into. He can throw large objects at Blob to make him lose his balance, not to push him away, but to cause him to topple over. Once Blob has fallen, getting back up will be very slow and difficult for him, creating an opportunity for the Thing to unleash a barrage of attacks on his weak points. The fight. The battle will begin with the Thing charging in with a mighty hook punch aimed straight at Blob's torso. The punch will create a deep thudding sound, but Blob will only sneer, his body vibrating slightly but not moving an inch. He will retaliate with a slow slap, which the Thing easily dodges. Realizing that direct attacks to the body are ineffective, the Thing will start to change his tactics. He will use his speed to circle around Blob, throwing quick punches to the ribs and back, trying to find a weak spot. Blob will grow irritated, turning slowly to face his opponent, but unable to keep up with the Thing's speed. The decisive moment will come when the Thing decides to attack Blob's face. He will leap up, utilizing his incredible springing power, and throw a straight punch from above aimed directly at Blob's face. This punch, powered by the entire weight and strength of the Thing, will be a lethal blow. It will break Blob's nose, leaving him stunned and in extreme pain. At this moment, Blob's center of gravity will no longer be solid, not because he is pushed away, but because he is losing balance from being dazed. Seizing the opportunity, the Thing will continue to rain punches onto his face, onto his chin, causing Blob to fall backwards like a felled ancient tree. This is a fight that the Thing will win, with his speed, agility, tactical intelligence, and above all, his indomitable fighting spirit. The Blob is a fortress wall, but the Thing is not just a spear. He is an entire siege army. He will not try to destroy the wall with brute strength foolishly. He will find the weak point in the structure of that wall, which is the unprotected face, and focus his attack there. His patience and seasoned combat experience will show him the right path. More importantly, this battle is a clash of wills. The Blob is a bully, and like all bullies, he will collapse when facing an opponent who does not flinch and is ready to fight to the end. The Thing does not know the meaning of giving up. He has faced enemies 100 times more fearsome than Blob and has never backed down. His tenacity will weaken Blob's spirit, and once the spirit is weakened, no matter how massive the body is, it will fall. In the wreckage of the scrapyard, the Thing will stand over the unconscious body of Blob, smash his two fists together, and roar a resounding victory cry.
And that is our analysis of the battle between the Indomitable Rock and the Immovable Mountain. Let us know your opinion by commenting down below. Are you on the side of the rocky heart or the immovable mass of flesh? If you like high-stakes showdowns like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of the next battles. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again in the next exciting matchups. Follow me if you enjoyed this. That is today's video. Thank you very much.